Well, that didn't take long. Just like I said in the video that I made the other night when I said, when has this man ever agreed to do what any court or judge told him to do? When? Says that Trump appears to defy the court order. Says that SNAP benefits will only be released when government shutdown ends. Again, I don't trust any of these people. It's all a game. They use the people as the little chess pieces, the little checker pieces. They use the people to get what they want, to maneuver, and it just breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. Now, according to what they're saying, which again, I don't believe anything that they're saying that the Republicans, they want to take away health benefits, Medicaid, Medicare, and they're saying the Democrats are not agreeing to do that. You really don't know what's going on. But if that's the case, then the man of sin is going to make the people starve until he can get his way. And just like I said in the video prior to this one, either way, the benefits are going to be cut off. If you read Revelation chapter 6, the benefits are going to be cut off. I believe what we're seeing is basically the rise of the beast system. They must collapse this current system that we're under in order to bring in the beast system. See, once everybody is is going hungry and jobs are lost, people don't know what to do. See, when you have people in such a predicament, when you come out with a system and say, in order to receive food or in order to receive any monies to participate in society, in order to do that, now after they've starved the people and they don't know what to do, they're scrambling, they come out with this new system and say, now if you receive this mark in your right hand or your forehead, we're going to give you $2,500 a month. I believe right now what we're seeing is the collapse of the old system. The collapse of the old system. This is what they're doing. And personally, I don't believe the government will open back up until they come up with this new system. And when they open it back up, I believe that's when people are going to be announcing, peace and safety. I don't think it's actually about war when they say peace and safety. I think they mean that everything is back to normal, basically. And it could mean about the wars as well. But when they say peace and safety, I believe they're saying everything is back to normal. When that government opens back up, I believe that this is when they're going to implement the beast system. They're going to everything has to collapse. Even the even the insurance, all of it has to collapse, where the people have absolutely nothing. And then the beast will provide the answers. You must have this mark in your right hand or in your forehead. And according to the scriptures, it says that it will be named after the beast or the number of his name, which is 666. And Trump has that all over his buildings, his hand signals, everything. 666 is everywhere. So that's the number of his name. So it's either going to be after his name or after his number. So when they do come out with this new system, and whatever this thing is, this tattoo or chip or whatever they're going to do, but it's going to be in the hand. If it's named after Trump, like he does with everything, if it's named after Trump, or if it's numbered 666, then you know. Then you know you're in deep trouble. You're going to have to continue to starve and then be killed. But I believe this is the beginning of it, because he is defying the court. When has he ever obeyed the courts? When? And this is what he says: SNAP benefits, which increased by billions and billions. He's such a liar. Now, you got to remember, this man is the father of lies. He's Satan in the flesh, which increased by billions and billions of dollars many-fold during crooked Joe Biden's disastrous term in office, due to the fact that we're haphazardly handed to, which they were haphazardly handed to anyone for the asking. They all worked together. They knew what they were doing when they were doing that. All of them, Democrats, Republicans, might hand it to anyone for the asking, as opposed to just those in need, like he cared for those who are in need, which is the purpose of SNAP, will be given only when the radical left Democrats open up the government. So he's basically saying that there will be no partial, there will be no full payments. This is an even better reason to stay away from those stores during Thanksgiving and Black Friday. Okay, now you're not going to get your SNAP benefits. So what you need to do is keep that money that you were going to spend on Black Friday, keep that money to stock your shelves. Because the beasts don't even care. Because I'm thinking that, well, maybe he would allow it so the people can go in the stores and spend it. But he's saying, no, this is the beast. This is the beast. Keep that money. Whatever money you were going to use, those who are on SNAP, or if you know anybody who's on SNAPs, whatever money that they were going to use for Black Friday, stock up your shelves. Don't even participate. Don't participate. Who said you got to have a Thanksgiving dinner? Who said that? All of that stuff is tradition of man, and Jesus spoke about traditions of men. We're not supposed to be participating in any of that stuff. You have Thanksgiving every day. You got to have no certain meal, got to go buy up the stuff for the pies and the dress. You don't have to do that. These people have done a wonderful job at brainwashing us. Now, this was the lie that he told about the lawyers and, we're going to release partial funds. He is a liar and the father of lies. He will lie right to your face and turn around and do something different. If he really cared about the people, because you'll see in this text right here, this Truth Social post, you'll see that he talked about how he doesn't want anybody to starve. But then again, he withheld the money from the food banks. If he truly wanted people to receive their SNAP benefits while the government was closed, he could have used the money that he um, used to throw this lavish Gatsby ball at Mar-a-Lago for his millionaires. He could do whatever he want to do right now because he's doing that. He's in power. He could do whatever he wanted to do. He could have kept those SNAP benefits. And this is why I tell you all, this man cares about no one. I feel sorry for his supporters because I don't know why these people think that this is like a thing that's hurting Black and Hispanic. People really don't understand that there are more white Americans on SNAP benefits than anybody. But you have these wolves in sheep's clothing, just like this guy, so-called pastor of this YouTube channel, End Time Headline News, Ricky Scaparo. He's posting these AI-generated videos talking about Black women running in stores and robbing white people and all of this stuff, trying to make it seem like that it's a Black and white issue and that it's Black people who are the ones who are going to be hurt. No, it's going to be everybody. And those of you who are in agreement with anything that this man is doing, God does not know you. Do you not realize that it is white Americans as well? It is Black, Hispanics, whatever other ethnic groups. Then you have the elderly. Then you have children. How dare you say what he's doing is right? Because people need to just go get a job and lift themselves up by their own bootstraps. How dare you say that? God does not know you. This is not judging you. This is just calling a spade a spade. If you think what this man is doing is right, you are just as wicked. You are just as evil. Elderly people, children. I don't care what you have. You're going to always have some people that's going to take advantage of any system, just like what your president is doing. He's taking advantage. He's taking advantage of every system that has been. This man has never paid taxes. Do you all know that? Who else could get away with that? So for those of you who say, well, what about the people who are getting the snaps and not supposed to? Why are you even concerned about that? There are thieves and robbers in every function of the government. Whatever is going on, you always have somebody that will take advantage. So if that's your reason for saying that Donald Trump is right because people are taking advantage of the system, then you are just as wicked as he is, because he has always taken advantage of the system. Again, I don't know what book Chuck Mensler was reading. Now, this woman here made a good point. She said, America first. Now, Argentina is getting twice 40 billion, the money from America. Nothing for our needy citizens, despite a U.S. court order directly to him. He has never obeyed the courts. Never. Again, look at the chart. For those of you who think this is just a Black thing, you know, they need to get a job, bunch of thugs. Look at your charts. Look at your charts. Again, hate will not be raptured. Hate is not going to make it into heaven. If you are to love your neighbor as yourself, How dare you say that what Trump is doing is right? How dare you say that? You don't know these people's situation. Well, they need to remove the candy. They need to remove seafood. You don't tell, how dare you say anything? How dare you say anything? All of the wealth that's in this country. How dare you say anything? People should be able to eat whatever they want to eat. Even if they own SNAP benefits. If they want a steak or some lobster, they should be able to get it. Whatever they want to purchase with their benefits, they should be able to do it. Who are you to say what people shouldn't get? There's a lot of so-called Christians who are going to miss the rapture. Here's another chart. The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, population distribution by race. For some reason, I don't know why I can't. I don't know why I can't pronounce words sometimes. It's saying white and non-Hispanic, 40%. Blacks, or so-called African American, 25%. Hispanics, 20%. Asians, 10%. Other races, 5%. Now, of course, you're going to always have those who are going to say, oh, you can't believe those charts. You just want to find any reason to hold on to hate and ignorance. Even if these numbers aren't correct, he's still taking food off of tables while he just hosted a lavish event for just no reason at all. The Great Gatsby was the theme. All his billionaire and millionaire friends. One of those people could have just paid the money so that these people could have received their snaps. These people obey Trump. They do whatever he tells them to do. If he would have told them, give me a donation so I can fund SNAP for, throughout the government closure, they would do it. They worship this man. So this lets you know who is the evildoer. It is Trump. I think the last government shutdown was under his administration because he didn't get the money that he wanted to build the wall. So he allowed the government to shut down, food taken off of people's tables. I was watching a news article where you have these people, these federal workers and these people who work at these airports, where some of them were talking about, they never would have thought that they would be in a situation where they would have to stand in line for hours for food. And then some of them, when they got up to the line, most of the food had ran out. Yet they're still working on their jobs because they know they can't quit. And he snatched $500 million from the food banks. The food and the monies that was already allocated to go to the food banks, he snatched that. Why would you take that money? That has nothing to do with SNAP. Why would you just snatch that money away from the food banks? Why would you snatch the food that was already being sent, the trucks? Why would you tell the trucks to turn away and do not go? This is what this man has done. How can any of you all justify anything that this man does? Why? It's because you're just as evil as he is. If you think anything that this man does is right, you're definitely going to miss the rapture. And if you die in your sins, you're on your way to hell. How can two walk together except they be agreed? You're just as evil as he is. And most of you claim to be folks who know the Lord. How can you? How can you? You don't even have a heart if you think that anything that this man does is right. How evil is that? You have these people expecting, well, they're saying, well, if I get a partial, then I can make this happen. You got people doing calculations and saying, well, I can make this happen if we get a partial. And then the next day you hear breaking news, we're not giving you anything because I can't get my way. This is all about the beast rising and the beast system rising. Again, that horse, that Revelation 6 horse that's going to ride, that's going to bring in famine, there's nothing that's going to stop that. Nothing. And I believe right now what we're seeing is the beginning stages of that. He's setting the stage. He's already set the stage, making these police states. So when people, are hungry and without jobs, they don't have anything to eat, they're out trying to get food or scrambling and maybe in somebody's garden trying to get, and then they get shot and they get killed, or they going in these stores trying to get food. You don't know what you would do if you were not able to feed your families. But some of you going to find out, because most of you going to miss the rapture, and you're going to find out. So you're sitting on your high horses right now saying, that they're thieves and we got to get rid of these illegal immigrants that's bringing in the crime. We got to get rid of. You're going to be in that situation. Because if you agree with anything that Trump is doing, you will be left behind. You're going to know what it's like to not be able to put food on your table and to go out and do whatever it's going to take for you to get food on your table. Breaking in stores, looting. You're going to know what it's going to be like if you miss the rapture. Right now, we're headed that way. I believe what we're seeing with this government shutdown is the beginning stages. The beginning stages. The only thing that has to happen is the trumpet sound, and the dead in Christ and those who are faithful, who are living, will be caught up. And after that, boom, that's it. You're going to be left behind. Any of you who think that anything that Trump does is good, you're going to be left behind. You don't have to believe me. You don't. You're going to find out. And God is going to remind you that somebody warned you. You're going to be doing the same thing that the people who you call criminals, you're going to be doing some of the same stuff they're doing. And Trump already got the system set up. ICE, he already got them everywhere, the police states. You can see the building blocks of his system being set up. Take away the food, take away the jobs. Okay, we already got the ICE set up. We already got drones. We got everything set up. We got their facial recognition. We got all of that stuff. So when we see them going into these stores, we already know who they are. We can lock them up. It's going to be bad. And those of you who think that he's doing right, you're going to be left behind. And if you die in your sins, you are going to hell. You do not have to believe it. but you were warned. Take care.